And here she is, Carol Ann Viscount, underneath the willow tree. Today she's going to be reading from The Tunnel of Death, another passage, and it's the first hot day we've had for ages. Probably means it's going to chuck down with rain later, but there you go. Anyway, here we go. Let's hope you enjoy it.
Well, I am Fox of Castlewood. My friends are Ibex, son of the Chief of the Highlanders. Falcon is from Scrapford, and the others left in the woods are from Waterdown and Plains End. So that's 5 villages baying for your blood, said Fox. Just then, a tree dweller stepped forward. Please let me intercede. Are you really Fox of Castlewood, son of the great Horsebreaker? Yes, I am, replied Fox. You and your band are famous. You are on a quest to save a girl from the goblins, aren't you? Oh yes, we've heard all about you, said the tree dweller. Goblins, I hate them. Filthy creatures. We have had trouble with them recently, sneaking into our camps, trying to steal our female children, said Chantelchay. So it is war, or do we get a safe passage out of here, said Fox. You will excuse me, I must ask him this. Is it true what this plains creature said? And don't bother lying to me, Chantelchay said. Yes, my leader, it is, the baddest harvester said. Chantelchay exploded with fury and smacked the man round the face. You have dishonoured our village and possibly ruined our trade with the Highlanders. God only knows what other damage you've done. You're a cruel and evil person, and you will find some way of making amends for your behaviour. Chantelchay called over 2 more of his people. Take this thing out of my sight, and lock him away in one of the storerooms. Now, young men, what can I do to put things right between our peoples? Asked Chantelchay. Well, do you have a cart of some sort, so we can pick out our friend and at least patch him up, replied Fox. Yes, I have a dog cart. We don't use horses. They find it much too difficult on the small tracks, so we use dogs. We will fetch him and bring him to the village, where our medicine men will do what they can. Ibex, you go with them. If they turn up on their own, the others might get jumpy and attack, ordered Fox. So Ibex left with 6 of the harvesters to get the rest of the rebels back to the village. Meantime, Fox chatted to Chantelchay. So surely your dogs can't pull logs around for you, said Fox. Oh no, we use stone makers for that. We don't stable them in the village. They have paddocks wherever we are cutting trees. But they are so big and you couldn't possibly have the strength to control them. We don't use muscle, we control them with our minds. Would you like to see some at work? Replied Chantelchay. Yes, I would if it's not too much trouble. I've never ever seen one up close before, said Fox. Well, follow me. They are just a little way down this track, said Chantelchay. Led the way. Soon they came to a clearing. Harvesters were hard at work cutting down trees, and there, pulling full-grown trees around, were the storm makers. Fox and the others stood there in amazement. These creatures were massive, twice the size of an African elephant, and it had 2 massive horns on its forehead, and protruding either side of his massive trunk were 4 tusks. Look, said Falcon, its ears are as big as me, if not bigger. And why no tail? Do you remove it? No, they are born without tails. See the big male? I make him come over and pick me up. Chanticleer stared at the storm maker. It lumbered over very slowly, stopped in front of the harvester, then lowered its trunk and gently raised him up. Then he said in a clear, calm voice, "Put me down." The animal lowered him carefully back to the ground. "So the rumours about you are true," remarked Fox. The harvester looked towards Patch. Fox interrupted him. "Don't bother to try with him. He's an energy mutator." "Oh, they really exist then?" "Okay, see the big hound over there? I'll make him attack that log in front of him." The man stared at the dog for what seemed a long time. Then, to Fox's surprise, the dog jumped at the log and started to savage it. "Now," said Chanticleer, "I'll make him sit." Just as suddenly the dog stopped its attack on the log and sat quiet and peaceful. "That's amazing," said Fox. "So are there any limits to the kind or size of creature you can control?" "Well, up to today, no. Your dog is the only animal I've come across that I can't influence in any way. Spread out over these woods are many villages, about 100 in all, give or take, roughly the size of this one. So we are not a formidable army if attacked by large numbers. But we do have one big advantage. We have the animals of the forest at our command." Chanticleer finished talking. Fox looked round the village and saw that Black Knight, Opium and Falcon had relaxed and made themselves at home. They were sitting round one of the many fires, chatting to the locals. Now the rebels were the same height as their hosts. It wasn't long before the other rebels could be heard coming down the track. Snake was yelling at the harvesters to stop jolting the car, and Old Grey Bear shouting, "Stop being a baby, you're showing us up, you useless fetlock." As they came into the middle of the village, all the harvesters gathered round the carts. Oohs and ahs went up. "Is one of our people really responsible for this man's injuries?" they asked with disgusted looks on their face. A lot of head nodding went on. Fox said to Bluebird, "You still got some of your magic herbs?" "Yes," she replied. "Then give them to this Shimglav to shut him up for God's sake." "Has no one any sympathy for me?" asked Snake. All the rebels replied, "No, now shut up." Ibex turned to him and said, "If you had followed your instructions, you wouldn't be in this state, and furthermore, you put us at risk. Fox sent you out front because he trusted you, not as a punishment, a place of honour, and you proved you had none as far as I'm concerned. You know, of course, you will never fight with us again, don't you? If Fox leads again, he would never pick you, and if someone else leads, I don't think he will come along. And all for your stupid pride. Now shut up." Ibex finished talking and walked away.